Good morning, guys. What's going on? Here, one of my favorite spots under the tree. Thought I'd give you some quick updates. I'm gonna wait for a few of you to join me. Right, we're gonna talk about the explosives that were lobbed at the police station, East Ruimveldt Police Station, last night. Some important questions have just been raised surrounding that I wanted to talk about today. Good morning to you guys. How are you guys doing? Hello. All right. So I thought maybe I should come here. I had a few calls this morning. At first, I was a bit suspicious. If you're following, you might have noticed that I made a post earlier this morning saying that it's funny. It's funny that after charging people for terrorism for the last week or so, last couple of weeks, charging people for terrorism, not putting any footage of these terrorist acts or just inciting terrorism. And then there was public outcry saying, well, you could be charging people for theft or public disturbance with terrorism. And then all of a sudden, there appears to be a terrorist attack out of nowhere. So, that seemed funny to me in the first instance, but then I started to step back a little bit, and I think that I think we might be missing a few things, and we should be asking a few important questions. And some of the calls that I got subsequent to seeing the footage, there was some CCTV footage, it appears to be. After seeing that footage, after seeing Travis Chase's report, after seeing Gordon Mosley's report as well, I had a few swirling questions. So here are the questions, right? Travis reported that, what? Yo, guys, sorry. I never seen a mosquito so big in my life. This mosquito looked like it literally fetched me away. If your boy disappear within the next 5 minutes, it's that mosquito. Anyhow, right? The man didn't even look like he carrying dengue. He looked like he carrying everything. Dengue, gunya, all. Well, looked like he breed with a marabunta boy. Anyhow, so the questions surrounding this explosive. So Mr. Chase would have noted in his post that an explosive device was thrown at the police station. I would still like the police to come out and clarify whether this device was thrown, because I've had some calls from people that have military backgrounds that have assessed the photos that have been posted. Then I went and did some Googling on my own at their behest, and so the assertion is it's not like a China bomb, or there's a Guyanese typically know about throwing some China bomb, or they call it Molotov cocktail, or on occasion you hear about a grenade. Like at some point I think a grenade was thrown a few years back at Stabroek, somewhere in Stabroek Market. A grenade exploded, caused a lot of mayhem and chaos. But bombings are very atypical in Guyana. Very uncommon that bombs are placed. So for any reason, if there is a report of an explosive device like that, it needs to be taken seriously. So that's what I came to you guys with this morning. And from all indications, it seems as if it was not any regular type of device that was thrown at that station. And that's why we need clarification on whether it was thrown or not, because it seems like it was a pressure cooker bomb. And a pressure cooker bomb would have to be set. And if you threw it, because they'd have to get to, they'd have bolts and nuts. It's similar to what happened in that Boston bombing. I believe that was also a pressure cooker bomb. But these devices would have nuts and bolts and stuff in it that are meant to inflict harm to a lot of people. Right? So there was one female officer at the station. I normally know there are not a lot of police at that police station, so I wonder why that is. Maybe it was short staffing, but why was she there alone? And why was it set at the back gate? There's a lot of questions swirling around this device. It seems far more sophisticated than any sort of bomb that you ever hear about in Guyana. I would hazard that it's a first. We're waiting for some confirmation, because it seems like if some sort of device that's set. So I wanna bring another question to the fore now, because we are in the midst of these internal conflicts where it concerns Adriana Young, and then remember we've shown there was even sheriff security guards calling for violence while sheriff was going out there shooting at protesters. After he was exposed, he had another video of him saying, "Oh, the police come to collect me." So we know some elements of protesting are staged. Some of it, the genuine hooligans and dunstugs and scrapes, they take advantage to go on the road. We already covered. We don't endorse violence and looting and burning here. Go and arrest all of those people. But we know there are a lot of suspicious things going on in the country, right? Add to this that Venezuela is now announcing that they're having this election day, this referendum. They already did the referendum where they decided through Maduro's cooked up infrastructure that we spoke about in the last video. He's got the courts and everybody on his control, but through this fake vote that they had, they decided Essequibo is their territory, and the intention now is to have a vote to elect governors and people to control the region. They spoke about in one of their statements quite boldly that they have their own agents planted here in Guyana. Right, they have intelligence. They know where the military outposts are in their Essequibo. Right, and I would say that in inverted commas in case any Venezuelans snip this. It's our Essequibo, right? But there's been a lot of talk about that, and then we've been talking about the incessant, non-stop migration through these porous borders. Right. I am not accusing anyone of anything, but I'm just saying we should ask important questions at this point. Right. And if we were thinking about this in a strategic manner, at a point where there seemed to be an amplification of internal conflict and strife in a country over the murder of a young child, it would be easy to amplify that with some attack of your own. You could provoke some sort of internal civil discord and fighting between people. So I'm telling you guys, it's like I keep coming to you telling you we need to be empathetic, caring about each other, looking towards building these bonds of unity towards this nation that we're trying to protect and grow. And it's ever more important when you have a hostile neighbor next door, because not only is it irresponsible of the political parties in our environment to take advantage of existing divisions and fractures in our society for political mileage, but we need to be very clear that our neighbors are capable of doing that as well. So in this case, you know, is the fact that it's a much more sophisticated explosive device than you would ever hear of being let off in Guyana. It likely had to be set. It's not so you can't throw a pressure cooker bomb, right? So who set it? It's very easy and reflexive of us to turn and start scapegoating each other internally to like which person did it or who set it up, and completely miss the other part of the picture, which could potentially be that Venezuela also has some hand in it. 4 times in 24 hours, our soldiers were attacked on a river at the border, on the Cayuni River. A day later or 2 days later, right, all ramping up to this election they're having. A couple days later, there's an explosive out of nowhere. I know they've been charging terrorists, people for terrorism, inciting terrorism. Again, that's why that is so irresponsible. It's so irresponsible to do that. You're creating an environment that you will not be able to control. And it presents points of incursion for our enemy. Right? Because I don't know about Venezuela being our friend at this point. They have treated us in a hostile manner. Anybody coming into your yard and telling you they own 2/3 of your yard is your enemy. They're your adversary, your opponent. Okay? And you have to keep your eyes open. So before you guys jump up on the news today and you start with the theories, is the Don Stocks or no, is the PPP do it, or in this instance, I'm entertaining the idea that it might be neither. I'm entertaining that idea. Right? I would like to know why that rank was stationed there on our own. Some clarification from the police force on the nature of this device. We've seen pictures of a timer. We've seen what appears to be a pressure cooker. I told you the people that have greater military intelligence than me who've reached out to me with these theories, and I've done my own Googling to double check. I invite you guys to go research. We must be guided by the facts. We must be guided by science wherever possible and credible information, right? And there seems to be a dearth of that. So up to now, we don't know what happened to those 5 helicopter pilots, right? We don't know a lot of things. We don't have reports. We need to know. We need information. Who are the people attacking the soldiers on the border? Venezuela came back to say, oh, you're falsely reporting us. But we know that that Maduro is quite capable of using criminal gangs and elements such as that as proxies in his acts of aggression, his ramped up acts of aggression against Guyana. So for a bomb like that, that nature, not a China bomb, not some grenade that escaped from the police stores or something, a device that seemed to have a timer on it to be thrown or set rather at the back of a police station. And we need some clarity on that. That's rather unusual, and it's ever more urgent that we get the footage from the surrounding area. What are the state security cameras doing? What is the network doing? Millions and millions of dollars. Is it just to spy on people from parties you don't like or people that have opposing views? The cameras have a function. Up to now, we can't see who those people that attacked this family at Chateau Margaux are. We can't get any clear footage despite the fact it's ring fenced with cameras. I went down myself and showed you guys the camera. The tire shop just at the foot of the street had like 7 cameras, all of them working, right? Never came back to correct to say it wasn't those guys. So Venezuela is playing on these things, and they are capable of playing on these things, and we must consider them in our list of theories of the possible causes. And it's ever more urgent you release the footage from around that police station. It's ring fenced with cameras. There are cameras on Mandela. There's cameras there at that intersection with Cemetery Road. There's cameras everywhere. Release the footage. Do what is a smart city network that's supposed to be able to track people and vehicles around it. Use it for its function. Track these people, right? Track these people and find out what is going on. We don't want to wake up tomorrow and find out we have planted agents here that going around the place and have explosives capability. They already said they send military people down here that can be setting up these, because we're coming close to an election season as well, right? So one way to destabilize your adversary is to cause chaos, internal chaos in their country, right? So we must be wary of that. More than ever, we need to be standing together in unity, right? United in a common cause. We need to determine what that cause is. Otherwise, we're gone for China, right? So, love you guys. Stay safe and stay alert. If anybody is in that area, we need some more information. This is the thing that's so frustrating about this country. Whether it's Adriana Young, that really told me that there's so many people in this country willing to participate at the drop of a hat in the quest for justice. We just need information. You put out the camera thing, somebody gonna be like, yeah, I see the man on Regent Street, he blocked me off and I see going up. We could find these people, right? People can't be allowed to just be going setting off bombs in the city. What's wrong? What's wrong with you guys? So that's my update for today, right? Stay safe. Love ya.